Hello there, my name is Lucas and today I want to welcome you again to the wonderful world of balance with this little device called the monoCam. So as many of you may know, I already bought a Steadicam. This is the Lane P03 stabilizer, which I did a review on too. And now many of you may ask yourself why I also bought a monoCam when I was very happy with this one. So the biggest reason for this actually is because this one is relatively a little bit bulky. First off, the monoCam is more than just a Steadicam, it is also pretty good monopod. So now this is fully extended, and for a person my size, this is actually a pretty good height because you can directly view through the viewfinder. But the main reason is a different one. The very simple reason is you can detach the weights. Without the weights, you have a really small and slick design. This is very important if you have to travel really light. So last month I was hired to work in Bulgaria and I couldn't take my line with me there because it was simply too big for my bag. Now with the monoCam this wouldn't have been a problem because I could simply strip down the weights, it would fit perfectly in my bag or even in my handbag. And the weights are so small, I could simply get them into my pockets and easily get on the plane. And this is the real secret why this Steadicam is so great. You also get this nice little bag for the Steadicam. I think for the Steadicam actually it's a bit too big. However, you could store anything like a small tripod in here, so I think this is a very good plus. The nice side effect of this cam is that it's really fast to set up when you're on set. When you open up the first two sections of the monopod, you can see there are markings ranging from 0 to 12 centimeters. These markings are awesome because they are more than just plain decoration. The thing is, when you just set your Steadicam up at home, you have the perfect setup, it's pretty well balanced, and you simply can write down the exact markings that you had when you set it up. So on set, you simply have to balance your camera on top so it's really centered, and then you set it to maybe 12 centimeter here and maybe 6 centimeter here, attach the weights and you're already set and done. So let me show you how easy this actually is. As always, I like to put my Steadicam on a tripod to set it up. The monoCam has a little cap on the handle. You just simply can pull it up. There's a 60mm hole and it will just fit perfect on any normal light stand. Next, I just extend it to the reach I need. This is 12 centimeters here and around 4 centimeters here. Add the weights, and of course the camera. So now it is on top, and I just have to balance the camera to center it on the Steadicam. And you're done. Of course, before you can set it up this fast, you always need to set up this configuration that you want to use at home, just in a calm moment, and write down the markings that you had, leave or mark your weights, and you're good to go. As I told you in the review of the Lane before, I'm not the best partner to explain you how to balance a Steadicam properly. For this, please check out the description. I'll link to videos that explain on a great way how to balance a Steadicam properly. So now you know how fast and easy this Steadicam is to set up, so let's watch it in a bit more detail. So this is the head. It ships with a pretty large plate. I installed an Xseries quick release plate like I did on the Line before, because all my cameras are Xseries. You have a really great quick adjustment knob for getting it back and forth. You can lock it with this screw. And you have a second quick adjustment knob to get it left and right. This one doesn't have a locking pin. However, this one is fairly hard to screw. It's not too loose, not like this one. And you have to screw it really hard to make a change. So I believe in real world situations this won't be a problem as this one has no locking screw. So when time comes and this plate is going to fall off, you always have this right locking pin here. You cannot remove the plate without pushing the red button down. Then you can remove it, and this is a really good safety mechanism. So as I told you before, you can adjust these two elements and therefore alter the weight of the Steadicam. You have a third section down here, which is mainly interesting for the monopod part. but also you can adjust the handle to be at a different position just where you like it. I just like it, keep it up as high as possible, but this is personal preference, I guess. So when you open up the legs, so you get this to extend, you don't have the problem that this one can twist around much. It will twist around a bit, but you don't have the problem that, for example, your weights stand in a 55 degree angle to your camera, which is always a bit bad. So basically you can simply just really easy get this in a straight line, which will help your balancing very much. As I told you before, the weights are detachable. So now these weights have an M5 thread, so you can basically screw anything with an M5 screw in here. Maybe if you lose some of these weights, you can always get a bunch of washers and just screw them in these holes. It will fit. Of course, you get more weights than these. You can extend them by simply screwing them into each other. These all have an M5 thread and an M5 screw, except for the last part. The last one doesn't have the thread. However, you can simply and reattach them just as you like, just as you need them. Of course, I personally want to keep it as light as possible, but sometimes you have to stick it up a bit, and then it's really easy to just screw them in and you're done. The tiny issue of the Steadicam is that you don't have water levels on the head. So basically you never really know when you are really balanced. For this reason I ordered some of these very little water leveling things you can get in your hard tube from the camera. Unfortunately they are not arrived yet. However, these cost $2 or $3, so I think it's not a very big problem. However, when you order one of these cams, I would recommend buying one of these water leveling bubbles too. So usually when I do shots with Steadicams, I use my Tokina 11 to 60mm lens. However, that one is in repair right now, but I was able to lend me the Canon 8 to 50mm fisheye lens for a short amount of time, and I shot some footage with it. I took it outside. It's not the best test for Steadicam, however, here are my shots, so just so you know how much gliding you can get with this Steadicam. As I told you before, I'm not a professional Steadicam operator, so in the hands of a more gifted Steadicam operator and with a bit more training you always get better results. Of course, for example, my footwork is not that perfect. You always see a bit the steps I take on the footage, but you can train this, you can do it better. And the cool is the monoCam has, just as the Lang, everything you need to set up a great Steadicam really fast. You can change the position of the handle, you can change the weights, and of course you have quick adjustment knobs, and this is a really handy feature and a really important feature if you ask me. And so, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little review, and of course when you already own something like the Lang, you don't need to buy the monoCam. I just bought this for traveling reasons. However, I think the gliding capabilities of this cam are just a bit worse than the Lang. I think the Lang glides a bit better. However, the accessibility and how fast you can set up this cam is, in my opinion, worth the really little less good flying abilities. I heard from many people that it was pretty hard to get the Lang lately because there were some problems with the factory, they didn't produce that much. However, the monoCam is far more easy to get that. So when you plan on buying the Lang, maybe you could look out for the monoCam, because this is also a very great product for a very similar price. So I hope to get to see you guys soon. Thanks for watching again, and yeah, bye, see you next time.